If you haven't put a pre-order in for BloomBurrow yet, this might be the video that you want to watch. Today's video will discuss some of the issues going on with pre-ordering at this point and this close to release, as well as what's happening with some of the pricing for BloomBurrow products. We'll also be talking and showing some of the spoilers from the upcoming set. We have a lot to cover in today's video. Don't go anywhere. Seriously, there's never a dull moment in the world of Magic the Gathering, and BloomBurrow, well, it's no exception. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. Now, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy today's content, don't forget, guys, like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell because I put out new content every single day. Now, let's jump into BloomBurrow here because we have a few things to cover in today's video. If you're one of those players who was kind of waiting and deciding if BloomBurrow was going to be everything you hoped it was going to be, if you were waiting to see the spoilers, to see the breakdown of the cards, to see where you'd be able to find certain cards, and you wanted to support your local LGS, you might be too late because it looks like a lot of the product is already sold out. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go to other sources like Amazon or TCG Player, by the way, to pick up these products. But the information I've received from all the stores I deal with is that certain products are basically just sold out at this point, and you're going to have to wait till after allocation period before they think they can get new product in, although some stores are trying. Now, what that means in this case is bundle packs, you're not getting any. Chances are there's none available for you. Although I did notice on Amazon.com they have a discounted price to get that product. I think it was like 14% off, which is not a bad deal. So you have other options available. But I know from first-hand experience that a lot of players do not like to buy from Amazon. A lot of shady stuff goes on there sometimes with Magic the Gathering product, and that puts a real kibosh on anyone deciding to buy from there. So now we jump to the Commander products. I know. Those are sold out too. Sorry, you can't get some. You're going to have to wait or go to a different... Does it feel like a run-on meter right now? Does it feel like I'm repeating myself? Because I am. We've heard this before, and it's happened multiple sets in a row now. Players have still not fully navigated to the fact that if they don't pre-order ahead of time, they may not get it on release date. Because in the past, for Magic the Gathering, we always were able to get it the day of release just by showing up at the shop. With tighter allocations, money flow and cash flow issues, stores are not readily available to do this and just put tens of thousands of dollars into stocking the product. They actually wait for pre-order money to come in, and they add that to what they kind of thought they might be selling anyway, which means the numbers are way tighter than they used to be, and players need to be aware of that. Now, here's the other thing I want to tell you guys about today, because this is a little more serious, and I've only seen it in one instance so far from a person emailing me. I hate to think that there might be some people jacking up prices of certain products, but it looks like some people have had orders canceled, and then they found out it was relisted later at a slightly higher price. Now, I've only seen one instance of this, so I would need a lot more information to say that these stores are bad actors. We don't know for sure. It's not a store I deal with, and it's in the United States, so you kind of have to wait and see, and I'd need more information than what I got, but it's enough to say, be cautious, be aware. I hate the idea that you put down for a pre-order and it still gets canceled. But we saw this with Modern Horizons 3 on multiple levels of product. So I can believe it's going to happen for BloomBurrow, even though it's a standard product. And let's not forget that as a standard product, the Commander decks will get reprinted. The bundle packs are not usually reprinted. So when you buy a bundle, it's one and done. Has kind of been the way Wizards of the Coast has handled that in the past. But for things like Commander decks, Play Booster boxes, Collector boxes, those are going to be around, okay? I don't expect those or Starter decks to go anywhere. Now, Starter decks, I think, are one and done as well, just because of the intricate packaging that they kind of put those products in. It's all the fangled cardboard and stuff. I think those are usually one and done as well. But at the same time, I think they provide an excess amount of those, knowing they slowly get leached into the market. And again, the starter decks are available in almost every store I checked. Okay? The smaller LGSs, of course, are sold out because they only had like maybe 6 or 12 coming in. But any larger to mid-range store is going to have lots of those. They knew that was going to be a selling feature all the way through summer into the fall and probably even toward Christmas. So no problem getting those if you need them or if you desire them for nieces, nephews, kids, and of the like. It's going to be there. But the idea of price increases, just, I hope that's not happening. One email is not enough to convince me. So let me know in the comments section if you know anything about that, or if you have some kind of first-hand canceled information that lets me get a little more data on it. The stores I deal with, nobody's canceled anything, but they have limited pre-orders on the smaller stores to make sure that they didn't run out and they had stuff that will arrive on the day of for their local population to buy. So good for them. I don't like the idea of canceled orders. I don't like the idea of repricing at higher prices either. I think there should be... Well, wait, that's MSRP. We don't have that anymore. Remember that? Remember MSRP? I know. Now, before we go, guys, we got to take a look at some of these spoilers. I got to give this to you because I'm loving the look, the feel, and the theme of the set. The animals are really going off well. The artwork is on point, and the cards look like they're going to work fairly well, not just in Standard, but Modern as well as Commander, Pauper, and so forth. So let's take a look at the first card today, because these ones have really got a lot going on. This is the Manifold Mouse. He looks awesome, okay? I love the idea of this card. Now, it has Offspring 2, which means you can pay the additional 2 mana, which means it would be like 1 red, 1 generic, and you'd pay 2 more to get this extra effect. Now, it says here, at the beginning of combat, on your turn, target mouse you control gains your choice of Double Strike or Trample until end of turn. This is a very powerful ability, okay? Because you're allowed to choose any creature you control, including itself, it gives you a lot of options. Now, being able to Offspring this means that chances are the opponent can't knock off both of these if you get both out. I like that idea. I know it's just a 1/1, but depending on what creature you're trying to pump up, what spells you're trying to put on this thing, it gives you a lot of durability. Especially in things like that Slick Shot, Sure Shot deck. I can see how these cards in Standard are going to synergize together to really ramp up the speed and power level of some of these cards and deck construction, so you need to be aware of where they're going to fit in. I mean, Slick Shot, this thing's definitely going in my Slick Shot deck for sure. Now, the next card I want to share with you guys, I'm sorry about the image here. This is the Sunspine Lynx. Now, it's a 5/4 for 4, but players can't gain life. Again, look at how this is going to be used. Damage can't be prevented. When the Sunspine Lynx enters a battlefield, it deals damage to each creature equal to the number of non-basic lands that player controls. Do you see how this fits more into Commander? It'll play fine in Standard, but let's face it, this is going to be a Commander card that players are going to utilize. I can see it, so can you at home. It's not going to be an expensive card, but it's going to be a great card that players are going to use. And also notice the subtext of the creature type being Elemental and Cat. Okay, it means it fits into Cat decks and Elemental decks. The fact that they're broadening out the range of how these cards are going to fit together really says a lot about where this game is going, because the more speed they add, the more versatility means these cards have a longer longevity life of multiple plays in multiple decks. It also gives them reprint equity for later on. But don't worry, we're not done yet. I'm just getting excited. So our next card, Consumed by Greed. 2 black, 1 generic instant, gift a card. You may promise an opponent a gift as you cast the spell. If you do, they draw a card before its other effects. So they get to draw a card before you do anything. Again, this can be found in Standard. You're also going to be using it in Commander, but look at the uncommon. This is a powerful uncommon card, and that's because of what it says below. Target opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. If the gift was promised, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So if somebody makes up some giant beastie, this instant card is not only going to save you, yes, you're giving them a card, but you may be able to utilize this to bring back some giant beast from your own graveyard that they had just eliminated. Exiling cards will be very important. So, great card though. Now, the last one I want to share with you guys is Clement the Worrywart, the Frog Druid. Again, I'm looking at the colors of this card. That green and that blue and the generic, okay? This thing's a 3/3 legendary Frog Druid, Vigilance. When Clement the Worrywart or another creature you control enters Return up to one target creature you control with lesser mana value to its owner's hand. Frogs you control can tap for green or blue. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell. So when you think of Clement and the ability to keep bouncing cards, creature cards, back to your hand, but having the effects of those cards, depending on what cards you're using, keep triggering over and over whenever you lay a creature out, which means this can have a continuous effect every single turn. As long as you have mana, you can keep bouncing things and doing crazy stuff. That is going to be disgusting inside of Commander as well as Standard with the cards that are already available. So you, me, we need to be aware of these cards. Love the artwork, love what I'm seeing from this set. I hope you guys feel the same. I hope players are as excited as I am, because this just... And it's not that I didn't like the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It's not as if I didn't enjoy what we just had for Outlaws of Thunder Junction, although I like the cards better than the story. I'm really interested to see where Wizards of the Coast is going to take this now. Because to me, this seems like power creep. It's fun. It's exciting. I'm blown away. The artwork just really speaks to me as an adult who grew up with a lot of those 80s movies. I'm sure you guys feel the same. So bring it on, Wizards. Show me what else you've got, because this is not over, and I'm not done drooling and being excited over this set. But the first part of the video, I'm a little bit worried about that stuff, so we'll see how that goes. Guys, drop some comments in the comment section. Let me know what's going on out there. Let's share this conversation with everybody out there. And thanks again to everyone who gives my videos a thumbs up and puts them out there on the interwebs. I love being here with you guys every day. Thanks again. Shop smart, shop S-Mart, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. It's not over till it's over. And right now, we're still going through the motions, because this is the Patreon section. These are the patrons of the channel. These are my supporters who show up every day. Whether you're on my Patreon or on my YouTube membership member, guys, thanks again for being here and supporting my channel each and every day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You rock. You know it's true. Have a great one, everyone. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You've made it to the end of the video, and we have a lot to talk about. So, about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whatever it was, on my Patreon, I put out a post for those who are on my Patreon. And I had said, if you're a patron, what I've done is I've started to purchase cards that I believe could spike in value at some later date. Which means 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 7 years from now, whenever it happens. And I'll have a spreadsheet that I will show to the players. I'll put up on the Patreon, whatever. And you'll see what cards I have and the price I paid when I bought them. And that means even 10 years from now, assuming I'm still on YouTube at that point, of course I will be, you guys would be able to purchase those cards at the same price I paid. So even if a card goes up to $100, if I paid $2, that's all you're going to pay, plus whatever shipping is. So I started to purchase some cards. I thought I would share some with you so you guys could see. So, multiple play sets, Dwarven Song. Now, the reason I picked Dwarven Song, in case you guys didn't know, was because this thing fits with Nadu. Not Nadu now, but different color variations of Nadu that Wizards of the Coast may try later. Along with Sea King's Blessing and Sylvan Paradise. Those cards look like $80-$90. I don't want that happening to the players who support me. So these cards will be there. I haven't got the price sheet here, but I think they were like $2.50 US. Okay? Per card. Maybe they're $2.80. $2 though. $2 and change to get these. Maybe a little bit higher, but it's somewhere in that range. Maybe I paid a few different prices, but I got, I don't know, 20 or 30 here, which I thought was a good start. Because if this thing spikes up to $90 and you need one, you don't want to pay $90. You want to pay $2.50 like it was a few years ago. So these will be basically locked in value. Now, that's not the only card. I went ahead and bought a whole bunch of Yavimaya. Again, this works with Nadu now. It's not a super expensive card, but if it goes up, we now have it at a cheap price forever. I think it's $1.25 US for each copy, which is really, I mean, I think I have 50. So it's going to make it easier in case it ever spikes later. And players will know they're there because I'll have a sales sheet that'll show it on the Patreon. So that's good. And then just because I've never lost faith, I went out and bought a whole bunch of Biblioplex. Now, I know 18 cents is a lot of money for some of you guys. But if this ever hits it, if it ever hits and becomes a card, goes up to even $5, you can get it for 18 cents. That's the difference. Prices are never going to change. They will never go up. These prices, whatever cards I buy for this, they'll be locked. Never can change. As long as it's only for people on my Patreon, but if you're there, these are available. Can't wait. I know it's going to take years. But you know what? You got to have goals in life, people. And my goals will not be stopped. And yeah, I'll actually put a box together and stuff, but I'm not there yet. I'm just starting collecting stuff. So, thanks again for being here. Guys, have an awesome day today. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all tomorrow. You still there? Go!